On all sides. Good. Hello, everybody. Wasn't sure if I'd be able to make it today because there we go. There's my message. Oh, because I had an internet outage late last night, and I got a little complicated because anyways, I won't go into detail, but we got it set up. I got it going this morning again. So we're here. We're here and we're good to go. So just let yourself settle in. If you feel like it, say hello in the chats wherever you are. Take a moment to, again, it's just nice after a busy day or in the middle of a busy morning or afternoon, wherever we are, to just kind of take a moment of stillness and silence. And what does a moment of stillness look like? It's you just allow yourself to just stop your body, you stop your mind, focus on your breath, let yourself relax just a little bit with the breath. And just hold that. No need to do anything, to go anywhere, to think anything. Just pure stillness. Just allowing that to be, and allowing yourself to be that stillness. And there's so much mayhem and chaos in the world in so many places. And we get assaulted by it if we're not there because of all the media throwing it at us, and it's not that it's just once. When I grew up, the news was like at 8 o'clock. That was it. That was it for the day for the news. And now it's constant. It's 24/7. So that's the assault. It's like you're not allowed to let go for a moment. Hey, Asta. See, Asta said hello on the other side, one side. So allowing yourself to really just every so often throughout your day to just come into that stillness. So stopping whatever you're doing physically, stopping your mind. You can always go back to that thought later. And allowing yourself to just be. And notice what unfolds for you. Just being present in your body, aware of your body, and just being still. It can kind of be that sense of just kind of relaxing, and in that relaxation, kind of expanding out. Might notice your energy kind of clearing out also. So this is a little bit of a continuation from last time, but it's just very needed. So we'll see what unfolds from here. But right now, it's just that stillness. And whenever you find yourself getting distraught or upset or emotional, anxious, whatever it is, nervous, just kind of stop in the moment. So just like right now. and notice the quiet that's actually all around you. And even when there's a lot of movement, you might be in the street when you do this, and there's a lot of movement, a lot of people going by. But if you give that moment to yourself of stopping it and just becoming still, like we're doing now, I'm kind of giving you a lot of practice here. Notice that deeper state that's just there, it's there constantly. It never goes away. What goes away is our awareness of that. It gets lost in the physical level. We get carried off by the sounds all around us, by the people, somebody bumping into us as we're walking down the street, or the phone ringing, whatever it is. But it's always there. It's always there because we live at these different levels simultaneously. It's not like, oh, here we're in this dimension, if you want to look at it in this dimension, or here we're in the physical reality, and then we go from here to this other reality. It's like, no, they're all overlapping. They're all happening simultaneously. We're in all of them simultaneously to some varying degrees. Some people are more anchored in certain levels than others, but there's always a part of you that's in all the levels, and it's a question. It's more of a question of if you're tapping into that part of you that's a different level. So you could say, like, if we use dimensions, this is the third dimension, and then so there's a part of you that's in the fifth dimension, because a lot of people talk about it. So if you want to, we can put it in that context just to kind of get concrete words, just to make it easier. There's a part of you that's in the fifth dimension. It's a question of how connected you are to that part, as to how much it comes into your life. It's part of you. It's active in your everyday life, so to speak. And there's probably moments where it's more, you feel it more, you notice it more, that higher aspect of yourself. But in that stillness, it just, that quiet that comes up. A deep rest. And so there's a little bit of emotional content that's coming up, and that's fine. So if you notice that for yourself, probably like this deeper layer that was there for you, and with the quiet, it can come up to the surface. So if you notice that, just kind of be aware of it. You can just like, okay, that's just kind of passing through. Or if you feel it more attached, or you feel yourself more attached to it, more connected to it, more kind of holding on to it, then just acknowledge that and just say, okay, let's relax out. Let's just relax with this. And that's just a part of you that's, with that attachment, if there's that attachment, that's just that part of you that needs to be, and there's a lot of different things you can do, but it needs to be recognized or just acknowledged. It's like, oh yeah, I experienced that. And that was then. And now, do I really need to still hold on to that? Can I let go of that experience of that time there to what happened to me back then? Do I still need to carry that with me? Yeah, there's no is coming up. So yeah, and sometimes just acknowledging that, yeah, that did happen, that did come up, and kind of surrendering to having had that experience, and then just like well, it's over with now. It's done with. Time to move on. Time to let it float off. Yeah, and so what I'm noticing happening is there's a little bit of that pulling, so it's kind of floating off, but then it's kind of like, no, I don't want to go. So that's a little bit of kind of becomes an identity. It's almost like it gets this persona. It's almost like it's alive. It's got its, it's like Frankenstein kind of thing where it's just alive. And it so it's going to hang on more, because and the reason things like that come alive is because we put so much energy and attention into that, and a lot of times we're not intending on doing that, but it just happens that way. And like you'll notice, like, uh, uh, um, parallel to that is like little kids when they have toys, and that toy, that doll or stuffed animal, and you're seeing that little kid and it's interacting and it's like playing with it and it's always talking to it. It's really putting a personality to that and making it come alive. And you can sometimes look at that doll, it's like, God, yeah, it looks like it's alive. It's alive there. So same kind of thing. Um, so when you notice that, again, there's a lot of different ways you can that can be worked, and it kind of depends on the situation. It might need to firmly say, no, finished. That is not me, finished, out of here, kind of be firm with that. And other times it needs more just kind of like, I see there, I see it's hard to let go, and that's okay. And we'll you'll be in a better place, and I'll be in a better place, and we both get to grow more. Boom. Sometimes talking to it like that, can help it go. The bottom line with what I just said is that everything in existence wants to expand, wants to grow, wants to be bigger and better. So that tends to work a lot for these kinds of things, where you just invite it to let go, because it will be able to kind of grow and expand and become bigger and better, and that kind of thing. So let's take a nice deep breath in. So allow your awareness to just kind of float down to the core of the earth, and I'll say the new earth again, because there's so much going on right now. So much mayhem that will really focus in on the new earth here for everybody. One person, pull you in. It's not so deep. There we go. Keeping your awareness down there for a moment, and let's just allow those frequencies from the earth to just float back up. Come back up, yeah. Allowing them to come in, and you can pull it up with your breath. It will just you might also just feel it happening on its own. Coming through your body, through your legs. I'm gonna have to pull you into the group a little bit. There's somebody that is kind of tending to pull out of the the space. It should be kind of a step more on their own. So just, yeah, focus with your breath and focus bringing that through. I'm going to just tap into that person for a minute and get them into the space and fully into the space instead of being off to the side. A little bit of fear of being in with the group. So, you still have your own space. Even when you're in a group, you still have your own space. So it's not about everybody being completely in your space. It's like everybody's got their own little bubble. Your field, your energy field, your auric field, however you want to call it. There's different levels of that. There's some people talk about the spirit body, which is an aspect that's a finer level of that. Everybody's got their own space, their own sphere. So even when you're in a group, unless you're allowing people to come into your space, which you should be doing, that's a boundary issue, then everybody's got their own little space. So you don't need to be worried about just all of a sudden getting everybody just smacked into each other there. There. So yeah. On that note, we'll just open up kind of define everybody's own space a little bit more. And that's really important for these days, to really be clear about your space, your own space. So if you want a kind of definition of that, arm's length out, you can just put your arms out. You can't see my hands, but just put your arms out to each side and just a little kind of fingertips, a little bit beyond fingertips. That's it right there, all the way around. So sometimes it's real helpful to just kind of put your hands out there and kind of just have a sense of that. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to reinforce that for people, for everybody. And while I emphasize that for you, what I want you to do is come into your breath. Then, with your awareness kind of in at your chest, lower or upper chest, lower chest, just do the lower chest, it's a better spot. And then inside a little bit, yeah, there we go. And then just kind of and you can close your eyes with it or keep them open if you wish, or whatever. Have a sense of the outline of your body. Whether you kind of just feel it, you can go from head all the way through, put your awareness in your head, your neck, then your shoulders, into your arms, down your torso, into your legs. And then once you get to your feet, just kind of do the whole body there. And hold on to that while I work on this part, because that is what helps you to really give yourself definition and boundaries. And all the way down to below the feet too, in terms of that bubble, it's easy to get just caught up at the top half of the body. Everybody's doing pretty good. Some of you are a little bit wobbly. Some of you are a little denser than you need to be, because there's probably stuff that you're holding on to that you don't need to. But Not everybody's doing pretty well, pretty good. So let's really emphasize that for everybody. This is one of these crucial pieces, especially these days with all this craziness out there. And even without all the craziness, anytime you're around anybody else, it's really good to have this for yourself. So you can kind of stay centered on your breath, lower sternum area, and just keeping that awareness of that outline, of your body. Like, it kind of, it reminds me of chocolate Santas, the chocolate bunnies that are just that, the mold, and they're empty inside. So I could think of yourself as a chocolate bean mold. And if you're feeling anything around you in your space, there's something very interesting that came up. Everybody's doing really well. And if you notice that there's stuff in the space, just hold on to that sense of that boundary. If you can do both, that's fine. But most important one is focusing on your body, and then that bubble arms like that around. But what just happened is that there was some uh, how to I'm trying to find the best term to use. Kind of like little gremlins that are kind of benign, but they all kind of like eating, and not in a bad way, in a way of like, all right, let's test you. Let's see how well you're holding. Everybody just kind of held. So just kind of helping you to get a sense of how you're holding and get a sense of any weak areas, and that's really how you can see what's happening around you. And when you feel that weakness, it's like, oh, okay, there's my weak point. So it's almost like the negative stuff is there to just like, all right, are you holding strong enough? Let's test the waters here. Let's see where you need more reinforcement, kind of piece. So, and even when we are feeling positively connected with people, have a good connection, a good relationship, it's still important to have those definition of self, this have that clarity of definition of self. We don't want to just kind of merge into people. There's a way, when you get strong enough in yourself and that clarity of who you are in terms of your space, your being, um, then there's a way that you merge with another person, but you keep that definition. So as you merge, it's like, okay, there's me and there's the other person, even though there's also that sense of merging together kind of thing. So it's like in that merging, you don't dissipate and disappear. And if you don't have your eyes open, just invite you to gently open your eyes and with a soft gaze, kind of just being aware of peripherally what's around you and the peripheral awareness kind of thing. So that it softens your gaze. You're kind of more putting your awareness around you. And at the same time, so to help reinforce what we were doing, because what's happening with at least some of you is that as soon as you kind of put your awareness around your space, then you get diffused. You lose a bit of that definition. So keep focused on the definition, on the outline of your body. And it's a bit like learning to walk and chew gum at the same time when we have a hard time doing that. Sometimes it should be easy, but sometimes it feels like doing two things at once when we're not used to it. So really come into just focusing on the outline of your body, just having that awareness. And you might have like a real kind of focus in your mind on that body, and just kind of notice that body and just let yourself kind of relax into that awareness. So you still have that awareness of your body, but instead, sometimes we get so focused that even physically we're like, kind of holding, really, and that's fine. And then just moving out of that, of keeping that focused awareness, and then relaxing into being in that focused awareness. And that kind of opens us to being aware of the periphery without losing that definition so easily. And then coming into just being in that awareness of you and your space. Really pulling yourself in. And noticing that stillness and that quiet that's there. And again, even if there's noise, just kind of like below the surface, there's that quiet and that calm and that silence. Yeah. It's a nice place to be. It's like being all cozy at home. good. As everybody's chilling there, I'm just going to pull up my little value donation. So if you feel like making a donation of whatever is the right value for you to give, anything's fine. Anything's worthy, because it's about you finding that value within yourself. What is that value for you? And then you're welcome to donate. That's the QR code for that. So we had a really good new moon group clearing last Saturday around identity. That was really powerful. I'm gonna just new moon. So probably next month we'll do one. If you're interested, you can send me a little message on Instagram, on the other channels. You can send it at customer singular, because you're the customer, at unboundedandfree.com, saying, yeah, I'm interested, let me know. Thank you, says Asta. You're welcome. Always good to see you when you show up. It's always good to see everybody when they show up. This is like fun. So it's fun to have people to play with, right? For me, it's what I love doing. So it's it's fun to share it with others. Okay, anything else? If not, we'll let everybody just be in that warm, cozy space as you go off to whatever's next for you in your day, wherever you are. All right, well, then see you all next week, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central European Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You feel free to join whenever that feels good. I see somebody just joined in, but sorry we missed you. You can kind of maybe still feel that just cozy space. We had a very nice cozy space of just coming into that stillness and being in that stillness, allowing ourselves to just relax. So I'm just going to say it one more time. Whenever, throughout your day, just if you start to feel a little too agitated, wherever, and just, it might be just ever so slightly, something's coming up, just could be anywhere, in the middle of the street, wherever you are, just all of a sudden just kind of stop. Come into that physical stillness. Come into that still mind. And, stay as long as you want there, even if you're in the middle of the street, just take that time and allow your awareness to open up to that quiet, to that peace that's there all around. All right. Good. Well, see you all in the ethers and wherever you show up again, here, wherever else. Always good to have you join in. So take care, everybody.